In this module, we'll be showing you several ways to properly lift and move objects. While all these techniques may not apply to your everyday needs, you should learn a few that will help you the most throughout your day. Before attempting a lift, there are several important steps to think about. First, mentally and physically plan the lift beforehand. Second, position yourself as close to the object as possible. Third, maintain the curve in your low back. Do not flatten your low back. Fourth, tighten your core muscles. This is very important in stabilizing the painful areas in your low back. Do not lift with your low back, yet let your extremities do the lifting. Fifth, look straight ahead and do not twist or turn your body while lifting. Sixth, if you can, push, roll, slide, or pull an object rather than lift it. Seventh, take your time and avoid jerky movements. Eighth, do not perform a lift immediately after a prolonged period of inactivity. Gently stretch your back and legs first. And lastly, stoop or squat to lift any object below your legs. The deep squat lift. The hips are below the knees and the lifter's feet straddle the object. The arms are parallel to each other and remain straight throughout the lift. If you must bend your arms, do this after you're fully standing. The trunk is maintained in a vertical position and the legs do the lifting. The power lift. This lift is for objects a little higher off the ground. In this lift, the hips start above the knees and the feet are parallel to each other and behind the object. Grasp both sides of the object, either underneath it or at the handles. The arms are parallel to each other and remain straight throughout the lift. If you must bend your arms, do this after you're fully standing. The trunk is maintained in a vertical position and the legs do the lifting. The golfer's lift. This lift is only for very light objects. Face the object with your weight on your forward lower leg with the hip and knee slightly flexed. Lean forward while maintaining a stable core and use your opposite leg to counterbalance yourself. Whichever side you're putting your weight on, use the same side arm to pick up the object. The half kneeling lift. Kneel on one knee positioned behind the object, while the other foot is to one side of the object. Grasp and lift the object with the upper extremities first, and place the object on the thigh of the flexed leg. Move the object as close as possible to your body. Keep the object on your leg and use both legs to stand. This lift is appropriate for people of small stature or who have limited upper body strength. This lift requires more balance capabilities than the other lifts. Because much of the weight is placed on the knee in the beginning of the lift, people with knee conditions should not attempt this. The traditional lift. Face the object with your feet slightly behind the object and slightly wider than your shoulders. Get down into a deep squat. Grasp the object on either side and first lift it with your upper extremities close to your body. Once the object is close to your body, finish the lift by extending the hips and knees, not by the back. It is important to maintain a neutral spine while contracting your core muscles throughout this lift. The stoop lift. If an object is below your waist and is light enough to be carried with one hand, but can be reached without squatting, this lift may be implemented. Stand next to the object with your feet shoulder width apart. Partially flex the knees and hips and maintain a neutral spine while contracting your core muscle. Continue flexing the knees and hips until you're able to reach the object. Place your other hand on your knee for added stability. Once you have the object, use your legs to lift the object. When pulling or pushing an object, you should lower yourself so that your force is applied parallel to the floor. This significantly reduces the amount of force required to move the object. Face the object squarely and use your arms and legs to push and pull. When reaching for an object that is higher than your shoulder, use a stable footstool or ladder to retrieve it. Before stepping down from the stool or ladder, the object should be held close to your body. When carrying objects, you should hold them as close to your body as possible. If carrying objects in one hand, you should alternate from one hand to the other whenever you feel fatigue on that side. The best positions to carry an object are in front of your body at waist level or on your